Welcome back. We are here for Hearts of Wulin, Gaze into Silken Night, episode 4, I believe. And this is the finale for, excuse me, for the first mystery um, that we are playing with this, the House of Falling Leaves. And we are going to be wrapping up that mystery. Excuse me, House of the Falling Sun. We'll see if we have time for, another one to get started. But for right now, this is the end of this particular series. We may start up again later on in the year, but we'll see how we feel like at the end of this. All right. So last time we left, there was a lot that happened last time we left. I just remember that the rolls were abysmal. We know this. Um, if you guys want me to do the slight wrap up, I totally can. Or if you remember some really memorable moments with your characters, then like I'm happy to let you have at it as well. What do you think? Um,
I like trying to remember what I did
okay,
last
okay,
session.
okay.
So I,
All
I
right, I'll
mean,
fill in the blanks because I just
yeah,
did a rewatch of most of
that's
the
good.
episode last time. Go ahead.
Um, so I remember two things.
Hmm.
One was uh, me or us in the just theorizing about the mystery and
Yes.
saying that the sun actually the um, let me look at the son's name again.
Hmm.
Yeah, Sun Yang was actually dead and was
Yes.
actually killed by Sun Guanyu, but Sun Guanyu is alive. I thought that was like a nice little twist. And I also definitely remember fighting with Mu in the beginning and then being told by Jintong and then going back and apologizing to Mu. That's what I remember. Yeah.
You got a hug out of Jintong for that. So
Oh,
I mean,
yes. Yeah, definitely that hug is a part of the highlight reel because
highlight
it's
reel.
the only thing that people remember from the episode.
I enjoyed it. Anybody else remember anything regarding their character?
Oh, was it?
I just
Was it? Oh, no, go ahead. No, go
no.
ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
uh,
Eh? What's happening?
You're talking. You
Um,
can go.
I guess I should turn on my camera so it's not just like a voice from the void in the recording. Uh, let's see. I think for for Jintong, was it last time that Jintong had a conversation with River Glass?
I think it was
Or
the
was that the
the
session
the
before?
episode, the session before. You were. I think one of the things that struck me was as funny was the fact that you were surprised that Moo left Morning Storm in the
With
charge of Riverglass.
Yeah, that's not great. So I think what happened last time for Jintong was that Jintong was detecting that
Detecting,
she was
yes.
doing a lot of that. She was trying to figure out what's going on. She was the one who found out that uh Sun Guanyu was not dead and with the tracks on the ceilings. Is that from last time?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
last time is where we discovered that white monk, as in we discovered because I sneakily introduced it that white monk is clandestinely meeting Yellow Shadow Hunter.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. And that
And you
they're
were
like
gonna talk with White Monk
dating
about
or
it.
something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda.
yeah, yeah.
Why Yellow Shadow Hunter didn't show up when we found Sun Guan Yu's body. Like,
Yeah.
like he was not
Yeah.
there when you guys were all in the hedge maze. So,
Yeah. And it was implied that they were having I was gonna say a fling, but I was like, maybe that's too casual. But a thing.
We don't want
A
to put a
thing. They were
label
having a
on it,
thing. A
but
thing, a
Yeah.
fling, whatever.
Yeah, the status is complicated. No.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so that was really shocking to Jintong, to the point where she wanted to ask him about it, ask the white monk about it, but as she was trying to follow him, that's when the poison hit, and then she lost control of her skills and abilities for one moment, and then she fell on fell on
Soup.
soup, and then and then had a conversation where she found out that Moo left River Glass alone with Morning Storm.
He volunteered. River Glass volunteered to watch over Morningstorm. And the soup took him to task for like, why aren't you there, like protecting your betrothed? And this whole back and forth was just impressive. I was just like, oh my god, this is great. Oh
Yeah,
god,
and then afterwards did more detecting,
more
and
detecting.
then we figured out what was going on. But
Yes.
during that time was also when Judon was like, "Hey, Soup, so the thing that's going on is that they're pretending to be engaged because Morningstorm asked Moo,
yeah.
and then Soup was obviously devastated. So, and then Junho was like, "It's okay. Here's a
Big
hug."
hug. I know, it's so good. And of course, it's like that fed into Moo's, like, ooh, together. And then, like, he
No,
got in
it
on the
didn't
hug
though.
too.
Moo was like, "Hey, group hug,
Group
friends."
hug, group hug, group
That's what
hug.
happened.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
And then
group hug.
and then as soon as Moo showed up, Jinton like pulled away. Um, uh, anyway, but yeah, we figured out that Sun Guanyu uh planned on he killed um he killed the person that everyone thought was his son, Sun Yang,
Mhm,
because Sun Yang was not his son. Sun
mhm.
Yang was actually the son of the leader of the what is it? The Greenleaf Society,
Yes.
Lan Wuxian. And so a long time ago, Sun Guanyu killed him and then raised Lan Wuxian's son as his own, as Sun Guanyu's own. And now he's like, it's time. And he killed him and then was like faking his own death. There's some stuff about like the Red Lanterns where like we need you to teach these two wayward members of our organization a lesson. The two wayward members being Jintong and River Glass. So
Mhm.
kill some people. And then he's like, got it. But actually, I'm gonna fake my own death and
Right.
do all these things so I can evade all my debts, and then in install my real son, which is Mu, which was established to be Mu, as a kind of puppet leader, and then I can control all my assets from the shadows. Because
To
everyone would
do
think I'm
so.
dead, and
But
so
to
on and
do
so
so,
forth.
he's got to make sure he takes out the last two loose ends, which would be his daughter, and Mao Ching, who he be Moo's actual mom. Oh my. So I don't know if like you remember anything else that you want to add to this, um, Rod for Moo. Uh,
I mean, that's pretty much it. I just remember there's the scene with River Glass and
yes.
in the bamboo forest with the
Yeah.
peacocks.
Right.
Yeah.
And very bad rolls yet again. It's like God, guys,
Right.
you weren't winning. Although you were, because it was so dramatic. Everything was like either ridiculous or dramatic or both, and it was great. Okay, so I think we've covered everything that we needed to go over. Um, and I think like after the out of character freewheeling discussion about what was actually going on to attach clues to facets, then you were all in agreement to say, oh, you know, who's going to be next, and it's like I think you were going to confront Moo's stepmother anyway, and she may or may not be in the company of his actual mom, so we'll have to see. All right. Does anybody want to do any other scenes that we're forgetting about before we get to the heading over to stepmother's quarters, which may be with Mao Ching? Who knows?
So
The peacock screaming in the background. Yes.
I
They're disturbed by
think
something. They're disturbed by something. Who knows?
I think I have a move. I can't remember.
Hmm?
I think I have a new move available.
Okay. Okay.
But and I can't find it. But it was the one where you can talk to animals. I think it was a
Oh.
celestial move.
Oh, wow.
But I can look for it. I don't know that it's going to come into play a whole lot, but I can look for it while we
I
continue.
mean,
And
like, that could come in handy for later for like the battle or what have you. But yeah, I mean, like, check it out. I mean, if it's not under your move, then try looking in one of the other playbooks and then see if it's something that you can borrow as part of the advancement. Because I think that's why you have
I
it.
think it was a celestial, but
Okay.
I can't find my list of celestial moves. Uh,
They're all in the data tab. I still haven't done the
oh, are they?
thing
Okay,
Oh,
for the
okay.
let's
sheet
check it
where
out.
you can choose from other playbooks. Also, I haven't put in the celestial news properly.
That's all right.
So you'll have to go into the data tab and just copy and paste it.
Okay. All right. And
And I do have that. I do have that face to fate move as well.
yes. Okay. Well,
Um,
do it now. See how you
uh,
do.
all right. Where is the dice roller? I have it somewhere.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is this the same dice roll that you used last time?
Yeah.
No. No. I tell you no. It did not do you
Well,
right last time. Do you have another one? What were you
uh,
using? Roll with me or something weird like that?
it rolled with me. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Maybe. Well, it owes us now.
You hope.
Let's see. All
I
right.
gotta make a collection of dice rollers. I don't know where, but I gotta start making them. It's like, if one doesn't work, then another one should do it.
All right. I rolled a 7.
Okay, seven's good. All right, so 7. Write down the roll result. Okay, at any time during the session, you may swap this roll result for any result belonging to you or your allies. You or your ally then adds the element and resolves the roll as usual. The swapped out roll goes away and no one marks XP for it. If the roll has not been swapped by the end of session, it goes away. Okay, so I imagine there's going to be a battle where you're going to want to use it. Sure. Alrighty. So face to fate, let me write this down, is 7. And then you would choose when you want to use it, Rod, okay?
Sure.
Alright, so if there's nothing else, we're going to heading across the estate from where you were by the forest, and you all are converging upon the row homes, like the guest houses and such like that, where Mother Chow is probably ensconced, okay? Perhaps she is, I don't remember what time of the day or the morning that this is, but like, let's just say maybe it's in the afternoon or what have you, and then she is getting ready for tea or something, right? So maybe she's out there like enjoying the scenery. Mao is nowhere in sight, and she sees you coming. She sees you coming, Moo. Maybe you're going a little bit ahead of the others because, of course, you're wanting to see your stepmother, and then the other two are like discussing or talking, you know, behind you. But yeah. Oh, Gullible Moo, how are you?
Oh, yeah, I get to my knees. Mother Chow, why are you here?
I had heard about the invitation, and I wanted to come and see for myself what was happening. And if you had had a chance to talk to Mao Qing while you've been here. Come.
Yes.
Let's have you in to have some tea with me.
Yeah, I get some tea.
I don't know if she knows it, like, you have soup and Jintong, like, hot on your heels, but I mean, she's not like gonna close the door or anything like that, maybe like she kind of lets the air in or what have you. But yeah, she invites you in for tea.
Yeah. Yes, I have spoke with um, um, whatever the honorific is, Mao, and saw that you two were arguing. Is everything okay?
She will pat the seat next to her, Moo. Like maybe you're across the table or whatever, but she will pat the
Yeah.
seat next to you and say, "We had a disagreement about the timing of knowledge. I think it's time that you knew certain things about yourself, Gullible Moo."
He's probably thinking like this is the birds and the bees talk or something. um, I already know these things.
She
I think
Mao told you about your father.
Mao knows that.
I don't think we are speaking of the same things. That man, my husband, is not your father.
And then I think there's a silence, and then I think Wu just starts laughing. Um, uh, but he is. I've known him all
She's...
my life.
Yes, for your whole life. Because you were fostered as a baby by him. And then me. And she snorts. And Mao has not told you the full truth. Shaking her head.
Uh, yeah, I'm very confused. Point.
Come. And she takes your hand. Like, she stands up and she takes your hand. Or she offers her hand to you. Come. We need to talk to Mao Qing and let her tell you why you were invited here. Do you take her hand?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so she'll bring you down and of course like go past the guest homes. I mean, like, Mao's I guess an honored enough guest, like, she actually is in the big house itself. Like she's has a regular room or what have you. And I think you two see this, Jintong and Soup. I think you do see this. It's like real quick, right? I mean, like he wandered off ahead, and then like all of a sudden now he's outside of stepmom's villa, and then now they're heading over to the big house to go see Mao.
I want to figure out, like, we know that Sun Guanyu is alive and probably will kill well, wants to kill Mao Qing, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
who's alive?
Or Mao Qing, Sun Guanyu.
Yeah, that's the thing. Loose end. Yeah.
So like that's probably where Jintong would be going to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Moo did this kind of sidetrack to check on his
Oh, okay.
stepmom, whereas
Right.
both of us were heading to
Okay.
make sure that Mao Chen was okay.
Okay. Well, okay. In this case, then it's like, I think maybe hoping. I think that this is where we can kind of like do a time cut where you two have gone ahead to see Mao. And then like, back with Mu and Mother Chow, I think as they're coming up to the big house, they hear screams, and this is where whatever is happening with y'all and Mao, that's where like, stuff is happening. So then
Nice.
now we're time cutting over to before that. And you will go to the house and you will see Mao, like maybe she's finishing whatever, um, you know, um, maintaining in the house that she's doing, or like, maybe she's practicing something somewhere. But at any rate, I mean, like, you do see her on her way to her room in the house. She does not acknowledge you. She does not acknowledge you coming up.
I think I start with the declarative statement, Sun Guan Yu is alive.
And she just will stop in her tracks. And she will do that slow turn. And she's like got this noble presence, like, about her. Although she, like, you can see her face, like she looks drawn and tired. What could you possibly mean by that, Master Soup?
I mean that your life is in danger.
Why would my life be in danger? We just saw last night Sun Guan Yu's body, and then the night, I mean, the night before Sun Guan Yu's body, and then last night Sun Yang's body. Why would I possibly be the next?
Just time for another cool declarative statement. Because you are the secret lover of Sun Guan Yu.
And she just kind of sighs and says, "Not quite so secret, young man."
Oh, okay. Okay, fine.
It's kind of like taking the wind out of your sails.
Okay. Okay.
And then she turns to you, Jintong, are you like right next to Soup?
I'm studying the situation. Whenever
Okay.
there's like, yeah, like I
Mhm.
don't know how long y'all wanted this conversation to go, but that's what I'm doing.
Now's a good time to stop.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, this is where she might like look at you and say, "So, and you, what do you think
I
of this?"
I would like to study before all of this.
Okay, sure.
While this is happening, while Soup is like going in making strong statements, I want to study the environment.
Okay, no problem. Yes,
Yeah.
please do.
And I would like to do it with earth. Caution.
Looking out for some weird shit going on. Sure.
Hey, these
Alright.
dice have been rolling very terribly in all the games I've been in, so hopefully it'll be better.
You want it to be
now.
bad? Really? Why?
No, I want it to be better. I just,
Okay.
I don't want to give up on dice.
Oh. Okay.
And wowee, I really should give up on dice because I rolled
Uh-huh.
a 4. 4 plus 2
Okay.
is 6. Oh,
Shadow?
4 plus. Oh,
Shadow?
yeah.
Shadow.
Yeah, 'cause
Shadow.
this is a study
It's a
move.
good time. It's a good time.
Taru. Okay, so I start from the top, right?
Yeah.
With
Does it say? I don't know if it says, actually, now that I think about it. It may be where you can pick. I think you can pick. Hold on.
I can pick.
Shadows. Here we go. Don't have to happen immediately. Okay. And you can create a picture for us of how this recent moment mirrors or parallels your past. But I don't think it says. Here we go. So narrate.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
These
it
aren't
doesn't.
like
Yeah.
they don't have like a very specific
No. So I mean, like, no specific order.
progression. Well, I will start with mentor because that's what I thought of. Or that's what I thought anyway, so I'll start with that. Or should I?
Using a
I'll
shadow
start with
will...
mentor.
Okay. Yeah, using a shadow raises your dice 1 tier. So that would be the mixed success. Okay.
Yes.
But...
So I think this is Jintong is like not like standing right beside Soup. Is like a little bit further behind, and then like scanning the environment. And she takes a step, and I mean, what is the weather like?
I mean, maybe it's overcast, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, there's just, okay, so, like, just to keep the mood up, right? It's like, I think it's been overcast all day, but it feels like there's something been building. Like, there's a cloying humidity, a pressure system moving in. And so maybe it's darkening outside a little bit.
Yeah, so Jintong like takes a step and takes another step, and then there's like a slight breeze that just like brushes through her hair, and she turns, and then there's like a brief flashback to a younger Jintong, like in her earlier or like in her teens. And when she turns, she immediately strikes out with her hand because she always fights with her bare hands, and they are kind of in that claw uh shape stance, and she like knocks away like a dagger, and then as she does that, then like 6 more fly at her, and then she just like like blocks away all of them. And she also rushes forward as she's doing so, and we see her like her hand like get close to a figure in white, and we kind of don't see their face yet. Um, but then like when we get right to it, she stops, and then there's like a dagger to her throat. And then we hear this figure say, "Getting better. Your speed has improved." And then the dagger pulls away, and she pulls back and says, "I will do better next time." And when she says that, she looks at the person, and that we finally get like the reveal of who this person is that she's been talking to. And I think it is the white monk.
Okay. Did we say last time it was like a, well, like a training type of thing with them, with those two?
Hmm?
Like a training relationship with those two?
We didn't
Or a
establish it.
professional
I
rivalry?
just
Okay.
decided to
Okay.
pull this out of nowhere and
Fair.
spring it on
Fair.
you.
It's all right. No, that works. Okay. But, I mean, I think remembering that memory kind of gives you the ability in this particular study, because you said you were studying the environment, to spot certain
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what do you want to ask for your 7 to 9? Gain 1 hold or gain 2 hold if you take a cost. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah.
I would love to hear a cost. Is this like in First in the Dark where I can hear a devil's bargain before?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. You don't have to take it. Like in other words, you don't have to take it and gain 2 hold. You could just, keep it as is and just take 1 hold or whatever. But I'm gonna say that if you plan on doing this, I think you're you will gain 2 hold, but um, you will see an attack on Mal in time to be able to what's it defend her against it, but you will be injured in the process. Like you will take um, maybe not all the way take a condition, but I mean like you will get some kind of fictional condition for it, basically.
I'll mark a condition for it. I think that's fine.
Okay.
That makes sense. And I will take it. So I have 2 hold.
2 hold. Yes. What do you want to ask?
Okay, so the first thing is
And no clues are that the clue part of this is not activated because we've already done the resolution move. Okay.
yeah, I think
Revelation move.
I want to ask a question about Sun Guanyu's. So because I took this this complication, this means that I basically okay, one thing I would like to do is establish from where he's going to strike so that we have that fictional positioning. And then the other thing that I would like to do with my other hold, I would like to ask like what is Sun Guanyu's weakness?
Okay.
It can be new, like something recent, or it can be something that I know from before.
Right. An
As a
observation
part
of
of the
him.
Red Lantern.
Okay, great. And so again, your cost will be that you put yourself in danger of like, something happening to you as you're like defending from Mao getting hurt. Okay. Or it might even affect Soup. Who knows now? But anyway, the first one will be from where he will strike. Where you guys are at, you are in like one of the bigger rooms on the estate, like sitting room, whatever, like where like tea can be held and such. But you know from like how things are set up at the Sun School that there is a very high possibility of passageways built into the Sun Estate as well. So you are looking towards um, maybe the ornate picture wall that's like across from where you're standing, and that the pattern has a look to it that you recognize as possibly like secret entrances and such. So like that's a really high possibility. Okay, it would not be as obvious as coming through like the terrace doors or anything like that because you can see people coming from the terrace. So that's one. And then your second one, his special move or whatever is Swordbreaker. And he does it with his bare hands. But I have an idea of like, how that is a weakness for him. That he will not use it with an actual weapon himself, right? So if you force him to have a weapon in his hands, he cannot use Swordbreaker because he needs both hands to perform that move.
Okay, so if his hand, at least one of his hands, is full or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So, I think it is like Soup having this conversation, Jintong having that flashback, but then also just being so aware of the environment, seeing the door, taking a step forward. And I don't know if you want to describe how Sun Guanyu like the burst out of there to attack or whatever, but I will describe what Jintong does if you
Yeah.
want to do that.
Because I think it comes out like almost exactly that way, but instead of the daggers that, you were fast enough to stop, I think these are little darts. And you can see them as they're having this conversation, you can see them fly towards Mao's back. Like her back is positioned perfectly to be beset by these things. And
Yeah.
maybe you're able to parry all of those things except for one.
No, I think what happens is,
Go ahead.
or this is my alternative pitch, which is
Okay.
that I parry all of them, and then
Hmm.
when Sun Guanyu comes out,
Yeah.
I remember that detail and I take a hit and hold on to his hand.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
So then that then becomes his weakness.
Oh my God! You have to it's like what is it? The pressure the pressure switch. You are the pressure switch for the entire battle. Is that what you're saying? Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
But I don't know if we want more of this scene as well.
Well, I think as you're
'Cause
parrying, I mean, obviously the other two, Moo and Soup, you would realize that this is happening. I mean, even if like Mao may even push you out of the way, Soup, or she tells you to duck or something. And this
No,
is where she's
Mao should scream. Yeah.
yeah, Mao will scream. Mao will
Yeah.
scream, and then give a warning or such. Have her whip out her sword at the ready, and and then that's what Moo and Mother Chow hear when they're coming into the house. And then this is where there's a cacophony of sounds happening, because wherever everybody else is, they are now being engaged, because Sun Guanyu comes out of the secret passageway, but flowing behind him are several thugs of sorts. I don't know if we want to say that they are, excuse me, I don't know if we want to say that they are like of a rival assassin group, or if they are, um, you know, people that he's doesn't have to worry about paying off, but he's like kind of offered them up as like, take whatever you want, like just make sure nobody survives, or that you know you bring as much pain as possible, however we want to put it. But
They can be former students of the school that
yes,
think they're doing him a favor also,
yes,
right? Like that. Like,
yes,
yeah.
exactly. There you go. Brilliant. Yeah. So maybe they have a variance on the old school robes or whatever, but I mean, yeah, they're there fighting for their boss at this point, whether they know the real reason he's asking them to do this or not. Okay. So several of them stream out from the secret passageway behind him, and then yeah, I think at this point, Moo, you and Mother Chow come into that sitting room and see what's going on. Battle commences, and then you hear other sounds from other places in the house or over in the row homes, to be able to hear people are engaged in fights. So this is not just here at the big house. This is also elsewhere to keep everybody busy. What do you all do?
Okay, so I will then just like establish what Jintong is doing. So Song Guanyu comes out and Jintong just like split second remembers the detail from having seen him fight before, or like, I don't know, maybe we keep notes on our various clients.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, maybe that. So she remembers like one time flipping through those like the records and then seeing uh just like the details of like cannot have something in his hands. And then she like flies forward. How does he what does like Swordbreaker look like when he does this?
Yeah, I think it's it's one of those things. It's like why his scale currently is higher than everyone's is because like, he's perfected this move where in mid slash or mid pierce, depending. I mean, he's able to move fast enough that he turns into the move and then he takes both hands and literally clutches it, like, does the pincer movement and snaps it in half. Whatever
Okay.
whatever it is. That's why it's called Swordbreaker. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's like a praying mantis type of move, except breaking weapons. So, and he needs both
maybe
hands to
I
do
should maybe Jintong should let him break her arm. Like I feel like that is what happens. Like she rushes forward towards him,
it.
uh, like and like with her hands in the claw, her one hand in the claw, and is like reaching for his heart, and then he grabs her arm and just like snaps it.
Right.
Um, and then she uses her other hand. Does she? What do I wear? I don't have any extraneous fabric, do I? No. Um, I think I'm going to say, actually, I'm looking at. Sorry,
All
I'm
right. So
looking at
while you're
everyone's
thinking about that, let
outfits.
me get everybody else going. So, Soup, you see these people like, streaming from behind Sun Guan Yu from this passageway, and Mao is yeah, she's screaming, and then she's like, got her sword out ready to defend herself. But then she looks at you really quickly and says, "Get out! Just run! They're not after you." Or at least she doesn't think that they are, but
Okay. I have a fun thing for Soup. I think he's going to he's going to again just sort of like say it is Sun Guan Yu just in the middle of this fight. He's gonna be like Sun Guan Yu, you know. Uh accept the truth and face justice, or I will unleash the 8 steps of the ghost. And I warn you, no human being has survived the 8th step. And
maybe as you're saying this, it's like, this is where like he has like, like calmly, gotten Jintong in the pincer movement or whatever, and like, calmly snaps
Yeah,
while looking at you.
and then I think what Jinho does is with her other hand, she makes the claw and like stabs into that arm that he like one of his arms that he is like snapped her arm with, and like just like her hand like her fingers completely goes through his arm, um, and it's just like
Do we want to
blood.
call that a new hold on, do we want to
Is
call that a new technique? Because it's like not really like going off to develop a new technique, but I mean, like, I feel like maybe because you remember this detail about Guan Yu, you can say that you've done this, you've learned this, you've taught yourself this. You describe your montage and roll plus the number of times you've seen your foes fighting form. I'm willing to say whatever you want to say for this montage, and then you would gain scale against your foe. So that is the new technique move. If you want to say that, describe your montage facing off against an NPC foe of higher scale, and roll plus the number of times you've seen your foes fighting
yeah,
form.
yeah, this is wow. This is yeah, okay.
it's kind of interesting because I feel like that move is asking for like a I prepared for this. Like I definitely knew before today that I was going to fight him. And I'm not sure how to justify that fictionally, considering that I just didn't know that he was a culprit until today.
I feel you have justified it with the study and the flashback.
Yeah.
So if you want to just roll like 2d6 plus 0 to say, if you want to be like, I've never actually seen him fight and this was all theoretical, or if you want to say you've seen him fight, I think that's fine. Like you've definitely justified
Yeah.
it. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, because we have a lot of, it feels to me like Hearts of Wulin is very much like you know, we're backing up and saying how we did this particular thing before, how we learned this particular thing before, how we knew this particular person before. And with your former assassin move, I consider that justification that you would know. You would know.
Sure. Yeah. Why not? I
Yeah.
will do it.
So nothing higher than 2, basically, is what I'm saying, like for your plus.
I'm only with +1.
Okay. So fair. Okay. Other dice. What?
A 10.
Oh my god! Yes. Okay. So with that, on a hit, you gain scale against your foe. Alright, da-da-da-da. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about a 10. I guess it doesn't assume that you would. Because with the 7 to 9, there's a significant cost to learning the move. No, I mean, so since you got the 10, it's like you've planned for this, even though you didn't know you were planning for this. Maybe you were thinking eventually you'd meet somebody who knew Swordbreaker, right? Who knew the Swordbreaker move, so you wanted to prepare. Who knew that you were going to go face off against the dude who knows the move, right? So, yeah, you succeed, and then let's see. So you are of even scale with this with Sun Guan Yu.
Isn't scale like applicable to all of us at the same time? That's the way I understood it. It's like if Jintong does something to even the scale, that means
Yes, if you're
we all
fighting,
fight. Yeah.
well, if you're all fighting Sun Guan Yu, so basically it's like she's even the scale for all of you. Yes, that's true. But
Okay.
since you're fighting troops, I'm gonna say that. Do we want to say that you're greater than them?
Well, fighting troops is the deal with troops is that they're always collectively below your scale anyway. So that
Okay, so
doesn't
then you'd roll
apply.
with your style element if you want to deal with the thugs that are, you know, behind Sun Guan Yu that are trying to take out you and Mao, and then now that Mu and Mother Chow are there, like probably going to be taking out them as well. Okay, so
Should we go on break?
yes, sorry, I didn't realize how close we were to the top of the hour. So yeah, let's do our first 10-minute break, and then I can see how I want to run the battle. Okay.
Yeah.
So come back at the 9 mark. Yep. Or 10 minutes. See you then. All right. So let's establish where everybody is, who they're dealing with, and then like how. Okay. So let's start with Moo. I think you heard the screams as you were coming up with your stepmother, and you see this melee ensue basically, where it looks like Jintong, she's engaged with, looks like Sun Guan Yu. What the heck is going on? And now Soup is being surrounded by with Mao being surrounded by several people that look like they were students of the Sun School, but yet not. And so yeah, I mean like there's some confusing stuff going on, and then you can hear all around the estate slash the the villas that you can hear sounds of battle, like sounds of people fighting. So you've got some stuff to do. Moo, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I turn to Mother Chow and I just say, Mother Chow, and this his face just blanches. Um, it is Sun Guan Yu's ghost come back for revenge, and he has his head back. How do we fight such a evil spirit? And I'm gonna do Proud Youth. Do you want me to read it, or do you already?
Go ahead and read it out loud. That's fine.
Sure. When you seek the guidance of an elder, either in the present or flashback, tell them the challenge you face and roll. On a hit, they tell you what to do. On 10 plus, they reveal their own secret connection to their problem. If you listen to the advice, they +1 ongoing. If you go your own way, mark XP. On a miss, they don't have time for you because of shocking events. mark it.
It's very much in keeping with this particular scene, so whatever happens will happen. Go ahead and roll. Whatever
I should
element that. Yeah, what element are you using for this?
That's a good question. I think. Uh,
I mean, I will say like what seems fitting, especially in the moment, will probably be fire. You have to be creative and passionate in
okay.
this moment. This is like
Yeah.
trying to split second think.
Sounds good. So I rolled a 6, but let's change that.
Wait, it's like you rolled like even with a +1.
With the +1, I rolled a 6. Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. You have a
Uh,
bond? You have a bond you can
I
use
do
with
have a
anybody?
bond. Yeah.
Push yourself into 7 to 9 if you can, please.
Yeah, I have a bond with Sue. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
so yeah, I see he's in trouble.
Okay. All right. So 6, moving into 7 to 9. Okay. So on a hit, they tell you what to do. I mean, I think as you're saying this, it's like we can like everybody can hear it, like like kind of stage whispery, hear it, and I think Soup is yelling at you. It's like that's no ghost, or whatever, um, and Mother Chow will definitely nod and say, that is no ghost. That is a man who is trying to destroy everyone around him and escape. You need to fight him with. Oh boy, now I gotta give advice. Damn. Um, he invited you for a reason. Use what you are. Use your curiosity to find out why you are here. And yeah, that's her advice.
I nod and
Mhm.
at her sage words, and I go to join Jintong.
Okay. All right. Let me head over to Soup. Soup, yeah, you're like, you're beset upon by I'm gonna say like at least 3 of these former pupils of Sun Guan Yu. Like Mouse handling like her own several students. So, what do you do?
Um,
This is a deal with troops move, like,
yeah,
unless you
yeah.
figure out something else that you're planning on doing with this.
Yeah, I think I'm just kind of uh it's not super elegant, but it's effective. I
Hmm.
I'm stepping on feet and pushing people into each other and like, pushing off one person onto another person and then pushing that person onto the third person. It's there's a lot of activity. I think you can see there's some real effort being put in, but uh, you know, the
Okay.
choreography is good.
All right. So roll with your style element in this case.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see
Maybe
if
you're
I.
maybe you're not busting out like the full on 8 steps. Maybe only 3
Yeah,
at this point because they're so
yeah,
they're so goofy.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I also will let the dice decide if I remember
oh
my
no.
technique.
Okay. God.
I rolled
That's
a
what happens when you
7.
drink.
I barely
Oh,
remember.
okay. 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 On a hit, you defeat them. Describe how you do so. Yeah.
Nice. Uh, cool. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think it's just what I said. I think by the end of it, like, I'm, uh, uh, like, I'm kicking one of them and they're flying out of the door. By the end of it, like even the ones around Mao Cheng are like handled, and it's just us and Sun Guan Yu right now.
Okay. And then Jintong. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you imagine that he has used a variant of his technique or what have you on you. So How are you dealing right now?
I think mainly I'm holding on to see for Mu to do something
Okay. All
because
right.
like my arm is broken. One arm
Right.
is broken. The other arm is like kind of controlling the Sun Guanyu's one of Sun Guanyu's hands. So I'm kind of
Yes.
like I can't at this moment do much else if I want to hold this position.
Sure. Okay. So you're in a holding pattern until Moo gives you an opening. Moo, what are you doing?
So I have my shepherd staff, uh, but yeah, I just run up to him. I see Jintong's arm broken, and your other hand's actually in his arm. Is that right, Jintong?
Sorry, what was that?
So your other hand's like in his arm, inside his arm. Wow. Right.
Yeah, like
Yes. Uh, uh, how have you defied death? I ask Sun Guan Yu.
He has like it's like again he's got this deadpan look, right? Because after he snapped like Jin Tong's arm, like he was deliberately looking at soup when he did so, and it's like it's got this psychopathic look on his face, and like he turns this deadpan look towards you, Moo. And in all seriousness, even as Jin Tong's like struggling in his arms or like trying to make sure he can't move against you or break anything else, it's like he's just looking at you calmly and saying, by escaping life, I pretended to be dead, boy. I am moving in the shadows and cleaning up loose ends. You don't have to be a loose end. I invited you here to see, well, I believe you would be a wonderful placeholder, holding the Sun Estate for me, your father.
You need medical help. I'm gonna hit him.
Okay. All right.
wait,
Well,
what are you
because
doing?
He's
He's
gonna hit
clearly
him.
out of his mind, so he needs a doctor's
I mean,
attention.
we'll find out now the hard way whether you're on his scale or not.
right, right, right. I mean,
Right.
right now on the same as your foes because Jintong's keeping him like tamped down. So yeah, you would roll roll plus your style element.
Yeah, you roll a 10 plus, this could be override. So just do that. Come
No
on.
pressure.
Just
No
roll a
pressure.
12. Just roll a 12, bro. Oh wow.
I
What'd
rolled
you
another
get?
6.
What the
I rolled
fudge,
another
man?
6.
Do you have
Uh,
any bonds that you can use now?
Can I help?
Yes.
oh,
And
I
also,
mean,
and also remember, you have your face the fate rail too.
yes, yes. Uh,
But yeah, I could also help, I
oh, I know.
think.
Actually, I'm sorry. Actually, I actually get 7 because I'm following Mother Child's advice,
Yeah, yeah.
asking
Oh,
questions.
smart, smart, smart. Yeah.
Nice, nice. That's just like thank God. Okay, okay. Alrighty. But even with your style element, you still like got a 6.
Yeah, I rolled a
Oh,
4. Right.
oh my God. Okay. Anyway, comments later. 7. On a hit, you win the. Oh, sorry. On a 7 to 9, choose one. Sorry. Win at a cost, narrate your loss, or deadlock.
I'm sorry. Okay, when at a cost, narrate your loss or deadlock.
Mhm, mhm. But you will take, like, I'll say though, if you narrate your loss, you will take +1 forward when you next face them. So,
Yeah. I'd prefer not winning at a cost because it means they escape and then we
Right.
have to. So this is the last session. So.
So I mean, I think deadlock makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, is this determining my fight with Sun Guanya or all of
Yes.
the whole fight?
No. This is your specific. You are acting on this. You know. You got an answer for your curiosity, but you know
Okay.
you also are battling him. So you are. This is your result. So if you have a
I mean, I
detail that you
guess
want to reveal or ask a question, you can. If you do deadlock, and then narrate the loss as getting XP and taking +1 forward when you next face them, and win at a
uh,
cost as they escape.
the when you next face them, does that imply that this is going to be in another scene?
This might be like another round, yes,
Uh,
because who knows whether Jintong can resolve it, or like Soup got past the troops, blah blah blah, and makes a move. Who knows if that if one of those will resolve it. So there's the chance of another round of dueling. So it is
all
your
right, so
choice.
I'll do the narrate your loss,
Okay.
where I think I look at his eyes and maybe there's like some detail that makes me realize he's telling the truth. Um, I think there's like an elaborate gong there, and I attack him. I spin this staff, go to strike him. He blocks it with his other hand, his free hand, and there, and we're kind of like moving around, and I see a reflection in the gong, and it's clear that there's a resemblance from the way it's framed. And I immediately withdraw because I don't know how I feel about fighting my own father.
Yeah. Okay. But you will take +1 forward when you face them again. So next round, basically, then you can use the +1. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Jintong, what would you like to do in this?
I have a question for Rod. So, if Jintong strikes is to kill, how do you feel about Jintong killing Sun Guanyu? Like, are you as a player okay with it, regardless of how the character feels about it?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Will we see this style move? Will we see this?
Okay. So basically, while Sun Guanyu and Mu are engaged in this like back and forth, like it's also like every time Sun Guanyu moves, like Jinto also like moves with him, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like it's there's this like gritted teeth, kind of like we're both not acknowledging that we like we have injured each other a lot, kind of thing. Um, but like as he's distracted with this like you are not well, you need to treatment, like back and forth. Um, Jintong, like I think basically um will at this point let go or like pull her hands out of his arm, and then I think she circles like just it's just like a sidestep to behind him, and then will like do the strike like through his back for his
Okay.
heart.
Okay.
Well, we'll see if it works.
Right. I mean, like, this seems very, very specific. Do we want to say it's still dual, or are you trying to overcome this point?
Let me see the the result. Oh, that's kind of interesting if it's overcome. When you fight, I think based on the narrative trigger, it is a duel because it says when you fight against a worthy foe, roll a style element.
Sure.
But I think overcome is a very interesting choice, and I want to acknowledge that.
Thank you.
But yeah, I will roll with duel. Okay. What's my style element? Okay, dice.
Hey, nice.
Okay. So this is 7 plus 2 is 9.
And you could always bump up if you want to try to use a bond or something like that.
Didn't I give you a bond last session? I feel like I did.
Did you? I might have I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have ones. Yeah, so it's the point is, I mean, it's not written down there, so we can assume that I didn't, but damn.
I mean,
but you roll with the 9, so
yeah,
win at a
I
cost.
could win with a
Narrate your loss.
cost.
No, then they
and the
escape.
cost. No, it's not always, right?
No, I thought that's what the move says.
Well, it says mark an element. Definitely, you definitely mark an element. Your choice.
They escape. I lose reputation or other cost.
Or other cost. Okay, so so it isn't always. All right, so that's good. That's good. But yeah,
sorry, I misunderstood it. Sorry.
Yeah, right? Can I win at the cost that everyone knows that I'm from the Red Lantern?
Yeah, because that's gonna be pretty. That's gonna be pretty obvious.
Yeah, because like this way of killing is very much. It's very Red Lanterns.
Yeah. So if they only suspected before, they're gonna definitely know now. Holy shit! Because that will be the point where I'm sure, dead silence, and we just hear the dripping of the heart.
Yeah, this is Heart Stealer. So yeah, and it's like I feel like as soon as Jintong entered combat, her eyes they get this very dead look. Yeah. She's very focused, but it's not like an enjoyable thing for her. She kind of feels like a machine. And it's with that exact same kind of like nothing expression that she just plunges her hand into Sun Guanyi's back, and then I imagine he does the and coughs up blood.
Yeah.
Maybe some of it on Mu.
Oh. And then there's that suspension moment where it's like he's there, like he's still, and he coughs up the blood, but then your hand is still in his back.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I jerk my hand back, and then he would fall. And then in my hand is his heart.
Yeah. And it's almost like sound has been completely sucked from the room, as the only thing that we hear, regardless of who's still fighting or who's watching, the only thing we hear is the dripping of the blood from the heart in your hand.
Yeah. And I feel like it's like Jintong and Mu looking at each other, both with splatters of blood.
Mm-hmm.
On our
I feel like the scene has desaturated, so it goes into either sepia or grays, and then the only thing we see in color is the red of the blood on your faces or in your hand.
Yeah, I love that. There's the scene is from behind, Mu looking at Sun Guanyu, and then the blood, and then he falls to his knees, and Jintong's there with a heart, and Mulu's gonna fall to his knees also, having just realized that this is his father. and he just like I think he just like starts spouting questions like like why did you leave? How is this possible? Like all these just like questions like a kid might ask. Um, and
Yeah,
I'll leave it up to you,
you
man, if you want to have any parting words. Uh,
Yeah.
the glassy look in his eyes, you can see the spirit leaving as he's kneeling there, and the blood is just dripping from his mouth. And I think as you're asking these questions, maybe there are tears in your eyes. I think slowly sound starts to return, and Mao has cleaned off her sword on one of the people that she's killed, and will gently come over to you and, you know, grasp your hands to have you rise and stand, and saying, "It is time for truth now, Gullible. I can answer your questions even as he cannot, for I am your mother."
so I think I jumped to my feet and I have like my staff in front of me, like almost defensively, like all this new information coming in. Um, I think he looks ready to attack Jintong, but for Mao talking to him.
Yeah. And Jintong is holding that heart, and then looks at Mu impassively, sees that kind of like grief, and like hatred, and I think is very much like it doesn't super register because that's just par for the course.
Oh, can I roll inner conflict?
Sure. Oh,
um,
emotional
yeah,
turmoil.
and
Yeah, yeah.
I think on this I will. I think there might be an attack.
Oh
Let's
no.
see.
Nice.
Mark
Yeah,
it,
your
mark
Anything?
your XP
elements.
and then roll with anything except for your style element.
Yeah, because my water and fire are marked, so I am alienating and isolated.
Oh, so definitely fire, I think.
Okay.
Uh, all right, an 8.
Oh my god. Okay. 7 to 9. You must either flee the scene or mark an element, your choice, to keep yourself steady.
I'll
Oh.
mark an element. I will
Okay.
mark.
You should mark the one that you just used, actually.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. hmm Unless you think you react differently with a different element, in which case I'll allow that. So that's fine. So
Uh, I'm gonna say it's used. I'm gonna use all my control, so I'm spending that
okay,
metal.
okay. Got it. Okay. So how does this scene close? And Soup, you hear this, you see this. What are you thinking?
Is Moo doing anything after this, or is it good for me to say something now?
You can say something if you. Yeah.
I think Soup is uh shame on me for not realizing Miss Jintong's true identity. I guess I'm not that good a detective after all. But now that the problem seems to have been resolved, I would like to ask, have you considered that we needed him alive to cure Morning Storm?
I think like this is when Jintong kind of like seems to be coming out of that state. Morning storm. And she just kind of like tosses Sun Guang's heart onto his body. And I think she might look at Mao Qing. Mao Qing. Where's his study?
It's through here. And then she will take you through the secret passageways until you get to a back room, like a deep back room, into the heart of this estate. And she'll show you where he's been tinkering with all of his different little things, especially his little chem lab. Yep. So
Yeah. So Jintong goes, like her one arm hanging uselessly at her side, and her other hand just like covered in actually is it covered in blood? Or maybe it's not. That's the fun thing about Heartstealer. Is that you can do it and all the blood will scatter everywhere, but it's not on your hands because you're so fast or whatever. I don't know. It's just something like stupid like that.
It's instantly clean.
It's really good. It's really good.
Oh my god, that's fine. That's fine. That's how we explain camera continuity errors. But yeah, she brings you to the lab, to the
So I guess like, but also like, what is Mu doing? Because like Jintong is like, take me to the office, and then
we can all go.
Yeah, no, I mean, what is Mu doing? Because like Mu was like being held up by Mao Qing and then wanted to fight Jintong, but then now we're all in this like weird close proximity going through the tunnel.
I think Mother Chow will also come up behind you, Mu, and then like kind of like try to slip a comforting arm around you because she knows that you probably seem like, oh, this is a lot. Yeah. So maybe she's like, you know, trying to help you out. So she's there. She is there too.
Yeah. I think definitely I think we will keep some, you know, people between him and Jintong. And I think Soup mentioning Morning Star also, you know, added it in you consideration.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be following from, you know, but I'll be behind, you know, near the back.
Sure. And I'm sure you're quite close, Soup, because it's like you want to know whether there's a way to
no, I think
storm.
Yeah, I think once you get to the study, Soup is going to kind of search it and study it and try to do all of that stuff. But
Sure.
I think in the middle of that, we'll just stop and we'll turn to Jintong and go, like, I think the idea is that there's just a moment of like, oh, we need to do all this. And then he just stops and he turns to Jintong and goes, Miss Jintong, your arm.
And Jintong like looks at Soup like,
She doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Then I think Soup will actually like stop and try to bandage it first, or try to like I don't know, wrap it up in some. It's broken. Like whatever you do to a broken arm, I think Soup would like to do that like right
like
now.
stabilize it.
Yeah.
Jintong will like, she doesn't stop him, but she's like staring at him doing it, like, and looking confused.
When you assist a fellow PC, comfort or support.
Oh yeah, there's a move for this. Nice.
Wowie.
Yeah, I roll, and I can roll with anything. Let me roll with let me roll with fire. 11. See, this is the dice are waiting for me to do a good thing.
Okay, so on a 10+, you may also clear an element yourself, and
Yeah.
ask them a question they must answer or give them a
Ooh.
bond with you.
Oh, ask them a
But
question they must answer is the only good one.
oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, they may choose. Okay, so Jintong, you can choose to give Soup a bond with you or clear a marked element.
I'm giving you a bond with me. I'm not
Nice.
clearing a marked element.
Yeah, yeah. We, we
Oh
all
my
have we
God.
all have three left. It's a good
Oh
number.
my God, that's it. Like nobody's fainting in the scene yet.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, ask them a question they must answer. I think oh damn. Okay. Yeah. I think it's going to happen. I think we're going to start lightly, where Soup is like as he's quickly bandaging up his hand, is going to be like, uh, your skills saved us all, because if I'm being honest, I think I don't remember the fifth step. And if I'm just saying this as I bandage you up, and then I go, but Miss Jintong, I have a question. Why is it that you work so hard to not to keep your heart still?
And yeah, Jintong has been watching Soup do this. It kind of like looking kind of in like yeah, just like she's so quiet, but she's like just like studying him as he does this. And when he asks that, each person has at least one weakness. But when you're a blade, no blade is without weakness either. But you're supposed to minimize it.
And are you still a blade?
I don't know how not to be one. And then she'll draw away.
Yeah. Soup goes back to the poison and just mutters to under his breath, "Have you tried drinking?" And will continue, like, just trying to find a cure for morning
Right, right,
storm.
right. So, I mean, if you want to make this exciting, you can see like what you get out of a study roll. Like
Yeah.
here in this study lab, whatever the heck
Does
it is.
somebody else want to do it? Would somebody else like to be the person who finds the poison? Um, because I would eventually like to. I do have +1 forward to treat and heal Morningstorm, because I took the poison, the five deadly venoms move last time.
Nice.
But if someone would like to concoct the cure or discover the cure, that doesn't have to be me.
No, I'm just waiting for when Riverglass shows up with Moo, and then I will have inner conflict.
Actually, I mean, like, I think what's going to happen is it's like, once whomever I mean, if you want to just epilogue this and narrate, that's fine. Because I'm thinking that after you discover the poison or like, can kind of figure out like an antidote for it, I think you're going to discover that when you come out of this part and then you start looking around for everybody else, because why didn't anybody else help you? It's because they were all dealing with other former pupils of Sun that had come through and were going to take the rest of everybody out. Like, so Cheng Rugong had like, had somebody to fight. I mean, like, the King of Pearls managed to get rescued by her. You know, Undaunted Zhedong, he don't care. I mean, like, he's like, like drinking, and then like he managed to take two of them out with the kick. I mean, and
Yeah.
then I think when you make your way to the infirmary, I think you're going to see Riverglass. He is outside of the infirmary and he is covered in blood. Like he's kind of like leaning hard on his sword, or like his weapon, and yeah, he's breathing hard.
Oh, now I run up to him. Riverglass, are you
I'm fine. And he looks up at you, Moo. She's not looking well. I tried to protect her as best as I could, but she's... Did you find anything? Do you know? I don't want to... I don't want to let you down. I did the best I could. They attacked. I promised that I would watch her for you.
So yeah, I think at this point he falls and I grab him. I'm leaning on the staff and I'm yelling for soup. Uh, morning storm. Is needs your help. Have you found something?
Is Jintong doing anything, Agatha, or shall I?
Well, Jintong was going to like rush forward to like yeah to River Glass, but like River Glass has only been looking at Moo, and then they are like in this like intense kind of conversation, and Jintong just kind of like stops there, like and just stares at the two. So not doing anything currently.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Riverglass has like kind of like again fallen over from exhaustion, and then just kind of like you can see it, Jintong, that when he collapses against Moo, and Moo's calling for soup and whatever, I mean, like there's this small smile that is on Riverglass's face, like being able to lean into Moo. So
And I think as soon as you notice that, you see that Moo has noticed your presence, and he's gonna stand protectively between you and Riverglass. Because I don't know what you're gonna do now anymore.
Ouch. Oh.
I don't know if I need to enter conflict or if I just leave, but oh, it'd be so interesting if I enter conflicted.
it's up to you. How torn do you feel in this moment?
Yeah.
I think I might enter conflict because Jintong feels sad. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll roll plus wood.
Okay.
Growth? Question mark.
Okay. What? Did you...
So with a -1 from the wood, that is a 2.
What the fudge? Oh God!
My
On
hero
a
shed no
miss.
tears move. It will
The
never
GM
happen.
makes
Question.
things worse.
Yeah, do it.
It's river glass,
Oh.
I mean, you could. I mean, if we can figure out why, you could use my face to fate. But I'm just trying to think of why.
What does... Okay, so like if we were going to switch out that bad roll for your face to fate, what does mood do to get Jintong to see him in different light? So Jintong
I think
doesn't
Jintong
move.
already does.
Okay.
Is the thing. Yeah. Well,
Because what's a bad thing that Jintong was going to do on Riverglass's behalf? Because that would be the consequences on the miss. But if we want to switch it off with the fate, I want to know like how the
if
situation
it's
gets turned
bad, then
around.
Jintong will try to hurt Moo. Is that it?
Right,
Oh,
exactly. That's what I'm
so
saying. I mean, like
funny.
I want to know how,
I mean, not
like
funny.
using the
That's sad.
face to fate, like how does that
It's
get
so
switched
sad.
around? Yeah,
Oh,
I mean it
yeah. I
is,
mean,
but
I think Jin Tong sees, that Moo loves River Glass. So
Yeah, I think that's the thing. And like the fact that you are willing to stand in between me
a red
and
lantern assassin.
Riverglass, knowing what I can do, knowing the Red Lanterns Association reputation, um seeing me just kill your father.
Yep.
Um yeah, I'll take the 7,
Okay.
7 to 9, and Jintong will like look at River Glass and look like she's about to say something. Look over again at Mu, and then just turns and leaves.
And Morningstorm is still in the infirmary, but like I think you came up, uh, Soup, and heard what Riverglass said. Was that he protected her as best as he could, like took out some pupils and shit, but she's not looking too good right now.
Yeah, I'm extremely disappointed in my friend's poor communication. It's so unlike me. So I'm going to, I don't know how to deal with that. So I'm just gonna go to Morningstorm, and I would like to feed her this antidote
Sure.
that um, that we found.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll overcome, or shall we just say it happens? I'm good with both. I'm okay with failing this, is what I'm trying to say.
God. Oh my God. Um. Yeah. I mean. Well. Okay. So let me ask you something. As you're administering this antidote, are you saying something to her?
Oh, that's nice. Oh,
She's
that's really
barely
good.
conscious. I
Yeah.
feel like, this could be a hearts and minds kind of thing going on.
Um, uh, I I don't think it's hard so much because there's nothing that I want her to do, I think.
Okay.
But like
But overcome, I will accept overcome if you'd like to do
yeah,
that.
uh, uh, I only suggested overcome because that's what the Venoms thing points at. It was like when you try to cure somebody, you can do it with
Oh.
overcome.
Oh, okay, got
Um,
it, got it, got it. Yeah,
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 go ahead.
yeah. But I really love this idea. Thank you for that. That I'm speaking to her as I do this, and I think I'm apologizing. And it's just like one apology. It's like three apologies, and the first one is, I'm sorry it took so long, and the second one is, I'm sorry that like, uh, uh, I forced you into like a pretense because of my behavior. And the third one is like, I, I'm sorry that I will not return to the closed school, and we will never, and sort of like I will never see you again kind of thing. Like that's the thing, like I'm leaving, goodbye. Like that's the sentiment. And
Oh my
then
God!
and then I will roll my. I have +3 to this because I'm gonna roll with water. But
Okay.
and I have one from the Venom's move, so I
Okay.
think it should be good. And I got a 10. Nice,
All right.
perfect, very clean. And I do it. Yeah, no complication.
All right, great. Yeah, you
Yeah.
do. And I think also out of that from the 10, I think how does this look when you administer the antidote? Is this like an IV? Is this like a
I think it's just like something like it's just a small vial and it just goes into her mouth. And then
okay.
like the thing is like I think like I just wait for a second. If it looks like she's getting better, like I leave, right? Like I don't want to be here when she wakes up. So
Wow. Yeah, I mean, like, when you first get there at her bedside, I mean, you see all the bodies, like, as
yeah.
like River Glass has taken these these people out, and yeah, like the spatter of blood, not hers, not his, onto the floor, and you administer this. She's sinking into the sheets. She is almost the color of the linens that she's laying on, and um, as Agatha had said like last time, it's like concealer lips where her lips have absolutely no color whatsoever, and she just looks like she's sinking into it, like she's like there's like almost nothing there. And you administer this antidote, and like you do spot like on her arm, like you do spot like this spread of something like vile underneath her skin. It's kind of like branching like veins or something like that that look like jagged branches. But then once you administer the antidote, it looks like they're receding, where now there seems to be some color blooming into her skin, and she looks like whatever effect it had, whatever wasting away that it was doing to her, it is stopped, and now it's reversing a little bit. But you can see now that, like, you know, she is breathing with a fuller breath, and you can hear her, you know, hear her intake, and, you know, her eyes, they look like she's dreaming, because I mean, like, you know, like the eye movements underneath her lids, but she is not waking up yet. She's just, yeah, in the throes of what looks like a dream. But she's looking better. And do you leave as soon as you see that, like, you know, there's the bloom of color?
Yeah.
So if you want to leave it there.
Yeah.
Or if you want me to, like, you know, have her wake up, I can totally do that too.
No. I don't think there's anything. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Nothing to say.
Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. So, yeah, I mean, I think it all comes out where everybody starts to come from where they were. Like, Zheng comes from where she was. Like, maybe she was over at the school, you know, and, you know, she's looking like, you know, battered because, like, you know, she was also battling and such. And, yeah, anybody who was anybody, like, was pretty much, like, either fought or was protected by others who fought, right? Unfortunately, some of the servants didn't get away clean, but you know, Zheng will greet you, Soup, and say, "Oh, I never suspected that this was going to come to this, of old pupils coming back and trying to take out the school." Did I see that correctly? Was that actually my father? In the sitting room? I can pay you for your troubles. And I seem to have a lot of rebuilding to do. I think this, you know, for an epilogue, if you want, I think, you know, it will be slowly revealed, like, you know, maybe like the gathering, you know, for cleaning up bodies for whomever they have left or whatever, and then, like, you know, just getting the tale from everybody, like what happened to them, and, like, you know, how they were waylaid essentially. But I think it will slowly come out because Mao will admit that she was missing for a bit when she was younger, like, you know, or whatever, and that was because of Mu. And she will reveal that Mu is the secret love child, and she will look at Zheng and say, "And this is your brother. So I don't know how you want to affect this, because he has claim over part of this estate." And then, like, you know, Soup, if you want to reveal, like, you know, the stuff that you found out, like, that you all found out about,
Yeah.
you know, Yang being Lan Wuxian's kid and all this other stuff. I mean, like, you know, that can slowly come out, like, you know,
Yeah.
in this epilogue. But I mean, how do you all want to leave the estate? If you want to leave the estate, Moo. Because Zheng will offer you, Moo. Well, I guess you have a place here if you want it.
No, I say I am Ren Muyang, son of Ren Li Bao. Uh, my place is, and I name my hometown, um,
Mm-hmm.
tending sheep. Um, if 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 um if charity moves you, uh, and you wish to be to gift my family with with any support, it would be welcome. But I do not ask it.
I think she will come up to you, Moo, and she will place both hands on your shoulders as she's looking into your eyes and saying, "You are such an honest being. You will always have a place here if you want it. But I wish you well in your future travels, brother." And she will, have both arms around you in an embrace, if you will let her.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And then she will look over at Mother Chow and say, "It's we can make arrangements for a portion of the estate to help fund your town." And Moo's shepherding. She kind of raises an eyebrow at that because she doesn't know anything about it, right? I mean, her concern was other businesses around here and school, so she's just like, "Trevor, any epilogue scenes that you want with each other or with any of the NPCs that are here?" Like Chen Rugang obviously is kind of like that mysterious being, like she was helping protect the King of Pearls, and the White Monk and Riverglass obviously have concluded business here and are going off. But again, what do you guys want to do? Or
I
do you want
mean,
to just leave it?
I would love to talk to Gullible Moo about what whether he's still upset with Jintong or not. I would love. I mean, basically, I would love that to be resolved in some way. So if it's not already resolved, then Soup can talk to Moo about it.
What do you think? How are you processing this, Gullible Moo?
I don't think we've
You
had we really had a seat with Wu and Jintong, so maybe this is the moment
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
This is, yeah, okay.
Do you think that Mu seeks Jintong out, or would Mu not? Because if he doesn't, Jintong can seek him out. That's fine.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't think he would seek her out.
Okay. So Jintong will seek Mu out. Where does she find him? Like, what time do you think would make sense for this conversation?
I mean, you guys have the big, you know, clean up, and then the not the feast, but I mean a dinner to, you know, what's going on, what happened, da da da, square things away, and then maybe afterwards, this is at the nighttime.
Would there still be like some kind of funeral rite for Sun Guan Yu despite everything he did?
There probably should be.
Yeah.
Someone
So
is
then-
going to do funeral rites for him.
So
But
maybe like in
however many people attend is
It's
a
different.
different story.
Different. Yeah.
so maybe like at night, like where the body is kind of in repose, and it could be empty, but for and
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. And there's just like a breeze, and then Jintong is there.
Uh, ha have you come to make sure he's dead?
I don't need to do that.
Then why are you here?
I want to know what your intentions are towards River Glass.
I don't understand why you would care.
He is important to me. I want to know if you will have another fake engagement if someone else were to come to you in need.
And I think he'll react at that. Just a question: is Soup still on the grounds, or has he left completely?
No, no, still here somewhere.
Okay. um, Once morning storm awakens, I must let her know. I must let her know about Soup. And once that is done, I will be free from my obligations, and I will let Riverglass know my feelings for him.
And you will not tie yourself down to another obligation after this? Even if the person coming to you has legitimate reasons.
I do not see someone standing in the way of my heart after this.
I'm not sure why you threatened me with this. And Jinho will take out the note. the like from a secret admirer note. And then just like show it to be like, this is the note, right? And then and then she'll like use her like whatever the inner chi thing to just like disintegrate it.
That was
But
for someone else. That was for someone who I thought was a friend. That was for someone who was not a murderer. How could you, Jintong? How could you deceive us all like this? We trusted you.
there are many reasons why people lie, wouldn't you say, Mu?
People can lie for love and to help people, but that is not what you did.
I don't know if you remember how many people Sun Guanyu has killed and how many people he intended on killing after that. But it's no matter. If you wish to take revenge for your father, just send the message for me.
I will not take revenge for someone I did not know. But I do not know how how to forgive you for denying me that chance. You are right. My the man who Sun Guan Yu did evil things as well. I am hoping Mao can help me understand what happened and when his heart turned. But
I'm sorry to say, but he has always been like this. As far as I remember.
you knew him?
Yes. All of the Red Lantern Association knew him. Quite well. He was one of our most profitable clients. This is what he did. He would take out whoever was in his way, whoever would be convenient to take out. And then in return, he would promise favors that he did not always fulfill. And, well, I suppose rightfully, blame a lot of the deaths on the Red Lanterns Association. For a while, he was campaigning against the Red Lanterns Association. That was also very beneficial for him in getting to where he was.
And I think as you say this, he's looking at the body, or the casket. I am sad that I did not get to know him, but who knows if I had been here, I would like to think I could have helped him.
Jintong does not reply to that. I think she does not take a step towards Sun Guoyu's body, because she doesn't care about him. But she'll like look out at the moonlight and then look back at Mu. I was going to suggest, if you needed it, to hold on to the hate and not forgive me. But I think you are stronger than that. I see that now. I cannot apologize. For killing him. And then she'll like take a step back, like she is going to leave. Did you want to do anything before she leaves, or
I don't know.
I could see Rod thinking real hard because it's like so many choices.
Yeah.
Oh, God. What would Moo do? Oh, man. That's hard. Or we could just...
Yeah. I lost. I may have lost a father, but I have gained another mother and a sister, and uh, that reminds me that sometimes we have things stolen from us. Sometimes we are given things back. And all of this are things we cannot predict. So I will not hate you, and I will not ask for you to apologize. I will see what comes next, and I will leave my door open, and I'll step back.
Yeah, Jintong had like kind of like was like slipping the like stoic kind of like expression back on, but at what Mu says, like I think it falters. And she just blinks at Mu and then leaves, uh, looking much less composed.
Montage music, you know, as we close out, and then
That
maybe,
was so good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, maybe like if no other scenes, then I feel like the music, you know, like has very gentle credits, like, you know, for each person, and we just see scenes from the estate, and maybe, you know, like scenes from each person leaving or doing what they do, and then, you know, just the credit crawl, like with like the decorative backgrounds and such. Um, and we have completed our one mystery of Numberless Secrets, Hearts of Wulin. Woo! Oh wow.
Wow.
Amazing. Amazing. So if you want to continue with these characters, like, you know, at the end of September or so, like, you know, just let me know. If not, or like
Yeah.
we just want to close this series out or whatever, then we'll see. Because I feel like, you know, we're just kind of like, I don't know, will they get back together? I mean, like, you know, Soup's not going back to the closed school. Like, Moo's gonna go back and shepherd, and then Jintong's gonna be like, oh, he's sort of not really forgiving me, but he's sort of sounds like he's keeping the door open. It's like, what does this mean? Like, you know, whatever. Are we friends? You know what I
Jintong
mean?
is
It's like,
back to assassinating.
oh no, got a taste for it.
No,
Oh
No, Jintong's
man.
like, it's true. This is the thing that I'm best at.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no.
Oh
I've
wow.
learned nothing from this.
Oh man. Well, the next
Who has
mystery, if you
feelings
do
about it?
if you do want to continue, then the next mystery is possibly meeting together again at a martial arts tournament.
I do kind of, is it okay if we have just like brief vignettes of like people like just a little bit after this?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
people like leaving or whatever, just like a
Oh
brief
yeah.
moment.
Absolutely. If you want to narrate something kind of like post credits or like, you know, mid credits
Yeah,
scene, I'm totally cool
like
for that.
yeah, like
Yeah.
during the ending song we kind of see.
Oh yeah, no, like totally. Like so again, like, you know, credit crawl, but like what's the mid credits scene look like for each person? Whoever wants to go
I
first.
th I think for Jintong, it's like in the middle of the day and she's like walking through a bamboo forest and it's kind of seems like, oh, maybe I remember this set. Maybe this is her leaving the school or the Swin like compound, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Um and and then a f- and then she like suddenly just like turns around. And then a figure like shows up wearing that kind of like maroon outfit that she used to wear.
Mm-hmm.
And they they just like flick something at Jintong and she catches it. And when she looks at it, it's like a wooden like little block. Well, not like a wooden thing with carving on it that is basically like an assignment. It says it's an assignment. It doesn't detail what the assignment is because that would be very wasteful of wood. But it's she sees that and she understands what it means. And then she like tucks it into like her shirt, and like nods at this figure, and then they leave, and she looks down at her broken arm. So I guess it's kind of like, you know, in a sling like this.
Mhm.
And we kind of just see like the her sleeve is pulled back a bit, just for the situation, and then we see like the poison, the line of poison has gone way up, like to the point where it's still visible like outside of the sling. And then she looks at that kind of like assignment tab in her hand. Like, or no, sorry, she already tucked away. And then she just like looks basically like towards the camera, but
Mhm.
it's like her looking forward and thinking about her next assignment.
Come on, Soup, give us something. Give us something.
Oh my God. You know, we would why make us like this character?
I know,
Ouch.
right? I
Yeah.
love her. I love her so much.
Yeah, she's just going back to killing people. Like that's her day job. No.
A night
Um,
job. Night job.
yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
Mid-credit
uh,
scene for Soup.
I think Soup uh is drinking in some kind of like drinking house. There's lots of people there, and
Oh, can I
uh
make a mention that like you're at the drinking house, but then like undaunted Zhedong happens to become upon you?
if it's undaunted Zedong come upon me, then I think as soon as he starts speaking to me, it's just a slap. Like it's just
Yes,
like as soon as he starts,
yes.
I slap him, and
Okay,
then
okay.
and then I think I slap him. I think he's shocked for a second. They're shocked for a
Yeah,
second,
yeah.
and I'm drinking, and then I go like, I don't need you. I don't need any other friends. I'm done with friends. And it was just like continue. Yeah.
Oh, oh, Soup. Oh.
Well, I mean, Tom, how I don't know how resolved you want this thing with Morning Storm to be, because I think Moo will tell her that it was, Soup who cured her, and that he actually has feelings for her, and that she must go to. Oh,
Oh my God, amazing. She's still in like she's still recovering. I mean like she's looking
yeah, I
better,
know.
but
Yeah.
she's not quite well, right? So she can't really be moved yet, but she's just kind of like, as you're telling her these things, she's just looking like, incredulous and just kind of like, really?
Oh.
How could I be so wrong? Hmm. But I mean like, and then like you finish telling her and she kind of like settles back on the pillows or whatever. And she'll just look at you and say, I'll think about it. Good luck, Moo. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
So, so we are no longer betrothed?
No, you are. You are good. We are no longer betrothed. Pretend or otherwise. You're a good friend,
Uh,
Moo.
I think that is a, I think that is a better, I think that is a better path for us. Uh, and I hold her hand, and it's obvious like I want to get out. I want to get out of there,
Yeah, yeah.
or like excitedly. And I think he's clearly making a beeline for River where River Glass is. Um, but I think there's like maybe there's like a rock garden.
Mhm.
Um, but when he sees River Class there, uh, you know, like raking the rocks into some formation, and then he gets a little closer and he sees that he's not alone. I think the white monk is there with him, um, and I think they're standing very close to each other. Um, and River Class is like, he looks sad, but then the white monk says something and kind of smiles. And then I think Wu just kind of stops there and takes a step back, and that ends there.
No! Are you kidding me? Oh man. No.
Well, we need a second season, that's why.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay. Well, with that then, I think my music goes on, credit crawl finishes, like, thanks to all the locations and all the people that have contributed to this production. And then I think there's a post-credit scene. Morningstorm's still in the bed. Maybe she's sitting up and, she's drinking some soup. And there's a shadow that comes into the room. And she looks up very calmly and then, like, she's sipping at her soup and saying, off to the next thing then. And you don't really hear the voices, like, what the voice is saying or whatever. And you just kind of like, it's kind of like an assent, like yes. But again, you can't really hear the voice. It's almost like the voice is covered over by a mask. And she just nods and says, I won't go to the next one, but if you can keep an eye out, that would be greatly appreciated. I'm sure they'll be there. And one of us will have to be waiting. And she nods and goes back to drinking her soup. And then the last final drum beat as cuts to black. And that is the end of our first series.
Yay!
Yay! Stars and wishes for this weird outing. My first outing into running Hearts of Wulin. Yay!
God. Yeah.
So stars for anything in this session, as well as the series if you want, and then wishes, if we're going to definitely agree to having a second season, that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with it. We'll just have to figure out when and what you'd like to see. So
I will repeat that I think the Mu Jintong scene was like perfect. Was just so good. 5 out of 5, like just fantastic. And yeah, I'm happy I got to slap one down to Jintong, I guess. Like
I wanted to give that to you. You asked for it, so
yeah, it was really beautiful moment for me.
Soup is at his peak when slapping the dog did. Okay.
Yeah.
Star to everyone calling Jintong out. I thought that was fun. And then also like both of the other characters, the other PCs, pushing Jintong for answers. That was good because Jintong was not going to say anything herself, so I appreciate it as a player. Yeah, I thought it was good. And I'm glad that I got to reveal her like who she was, 'cause that feels appropriate. And I really liked the question that Soup asked at that moment.
Are we laying out all our stars, or I can't remember how?
I mean, yeah, you could
Yeah.
lay out your stars. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there are so many. I love the Soup's interaction with Mao. Sun Guan Yu's alive. Your life's in danger. Uh, that was awesome. That whole conversation. The Soup and Jintong conversation. No blade is and Jintong going. No blade is without weakness either. And are you still a blade? I don't know how not to be one. Which is very prophetic. Um, uh, and Tom's also with the conversation with Mads, you're suggesting to any words to the unconscious morning storm, and the three apologies was awesome. So touching.
Yeah, I was so sad.
I know, me too. It's like just so touching. God dang it.
Agatha, the flashback, the younger Jintong with the white monk was awesome. The moment where he said, "Maybe I should let him break my arm," when you're fighting Sun Guan Yu. That's great. And of course, yeah, that final scene was amazing. I really enjoyed that, and I kind of love that we've kind of been separated this whole season, and then finally, that confrontation at the end with words, and your decision to go back to Assassin, was very interesting, unexpected, but makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, and stars to Mads for bringing this all together. It's awesome. Thank you so much.
Could not have done it without you all. My gosh, stars for all of the wonderful character decisions. Like, even though it was supposed to be like kind of short, but no, it's as I suspected. I mean, it was going to be full of drama, full of like, of conflict, and it was. I really loved all the different choices. I mean, especially with, you know, Jintong deciding, yeah, it's going to be okay. I'm going to sacrifice my arm to keep a hold of him, so this way I can kind of give everybody else an edge, and then eventually myself, the ability to do something about it. And then that three apology thing with like giving her the antidote. Yes, I definitely starred that one, Thomas. Holy shit. I was just like so heartbroken. I'm like, really? You're gonna walk away? She's not even awake yet. And you're gonna walk away? What a decision! Amazing. And then just that look of, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel. This is so confusing for me. I mean, like, I could flash between your face, like Rod and Moo, back and forth at least 5 times in that big pause that you had, Rod. Trying to decide, like, how you wanted to. Did you want to forgive Jintong? Did you not? I don't know. I mean, like, you could see it all in your face. Like, you were so confused. And I can totally see that. It was amazing. I mean, like all the different character moments were amazing. Not to mention, like again, some of the dueling decisions were interesting for sure. So I had fun. I mean, I didn't prep it at all. Sorry, but I mean, like we used what we had, and I think we gave a good story for the combat, which didn't need to be protracted at all, and it was just. It fit the fiction basically, and just a lot of like here's the aftermath, here's the epilogues, here's the mid-credits stuff. I mean, like it was all very fitting for the characters, and I like how they're all separated at this point. So if you decided not to do a second season, then no harm, no foul. But because you do a second season, whatever, then there's a way to bring you back together, whether you want to or not, and that's the fun. It's like, I can't wait to see what the conflicts look like when you come back. It'll be great. It'll be great. So any other closing like thoughts or wishes about this little series that we had? And then like, again, some feedback in terms of like how you felt it was run, pacing wise, or just, in general, like that's helpful for me. And you can totally do that offline if you want. You don't have to do it on the recording. But yeah, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was so great. Yeah, I also want to specifically say that Rod said it, but yeah, Madge, you prompted me to to do that thing to Morningstorm as she was sleeping, just to say something to her while she was unconscious. That was really great. Like that was such a good that was great GMing. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Alrighty.
Yeah, and also Agatha saying, "What if the white monk was a slut?" It's like
Hey, that's not me. That's
No.
y'all.
No.
That's y'all.
Rod said the white monk was speaking to Riverglass, and I know we all went, "Oh," but he's good about it. Like,
He could have been giving him advice. We don't know.
they came
Yeah,
together. They're leaving
Yeah,
together.
they
It's
did.
all
They really
fine.
did.
Only
Yeah.
one of us was making the white monk. That's me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh man. And then you guys just like help me just like for your responses. I will say, I mean, like I love when the PCs respond to the NPCs in such a way that it helps me figure out how you want to deal with said people, right? So it's not just like, all right, I give you a clue or I'm set dressing. You know what I mean? Like you make these people come alive because of the way you're reacting to them, which is why I wanted to give you Undaunted Zheng to give one last two at the end.
Yeah, it's a gift.
I figured I needed to give that for you. So alrighty.
So, I mean, my wishes for season 2.
Okay.
And I hope that pans out for everyone.
All right.
Um,
Scheduling.
scheduling, I know. The
Yeah.
the one game thing that I thought of was uh having the big fight possibly being resolved with one roll feels that it might make a dramatic moment too quick.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's a way to change that for future. I mean, I can understand wanting, having a quick resolution, especially for one shots, but for
Mhm.
something like a campaign,
Yeah.
I think a larger, climatic battle would be awesome.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, like with the revelation move, I mean that just means that did you solve the mystery? Did you was your solution accurate? And then how you deal with it, especially like because of the 10, you switched out the result for a 10, which means, I mean, to me, success. You were correct. This is your solution. This is why what was going on. But you could choose, and that's what I offered. I said you could choose to do it all as a narrative, hey, we succeeded this particular way, or we could play it out and then see, like, you succeeded, but then how much shit happened within your success. As well, we saw there was a lot of shit going on in the battle, and reveals and callbacks and just, yeah, I mean, it was just such a great dramatic time. So, yeah, I mean, I'm happy to do it quick and dirty, but I'm also very, very happy to see what I saw today, which was like enough of a drawn out battle, so each of you got a chance to do one or two moves or one or two, dealings with the bad guys, and you know, finish out that climax basically. So
I mean, I was thinking specifically for the battle, like
yeah.
even extended more, but that might just be my personal experience.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, like, okay, so like if we were gonna just make a quick like comparison to how, say, like Hearts of Camelot did it, right? I mean, like, there is the battle move, which is similar to duel here, and you can extend battle because, like, you're trying to bring the foe's scale down to you, and you're doing the same thing here. So there's
Hmm.
different ways to do it here, which could extend said battle because it's like, if they're above you, yeah, you automatically lose. So then you have to figure out a way to get around that, and then bring them down to your level, I would imagine. So,
Question, Rod.
yeah.
Were you
Oh, sorry.
saying like, I guess like I wanted to clarify, like, were you hoping for uh like more descriptions of the battle but less roles? Is that what you meant? Or did you just mean that you just want longer? like fight scenes in general. Like it doesn't. So basically, what happened today, but more of it.
I was thinking maybe just like even one more die roll, but I like your idea of having more description as well. Um, that would have been cool too. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I want is the bottom line. But I enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
you see, if you didn't forgive me, then we could have had PvP. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
true.
and that's a different role altogether.
True.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. No. 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 It's a good point. So yeah. All right. Well, now you know for next time. Next time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
So
sorry. Maybe after the recording, we can just confirm whether there is a next time. Yeah.
okay. Yeah. 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 No
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I mean, I had fun. Thank you very much for being patient with my first time GMing of this. And I know that like I'm not completely clear on certain things, but yet I also feel like you guys were very helpful and patient in allowing me the space to was that what should have done, or was this right or whatever, and then just like testing it out. I mean, because that's what it's for, right? I mean, if it didn't seem appropriate, like if it didn't seem to work in the fiction, you let me know, and that's fine. And if I yes-anded you to death, it was basically because it's like I wanted to see what happened. I wanted to play to find out. So that's why I do a lot of the things and go, yeah, for sure, go do it. It's great. I'd like to hear what you want to do, and then see if the mechanic can plug into what you want. That's how I prefer to play. So, all right. Nothing else. Let's go ahead and take our leave of each other for now. And you guys have a great rest of the summer, unless I see you in something else. Happy gaming to you all, okay? So, thank you very much. All right. See ya.